Liverpool's first 10 signings under transfer guru Edwards where they are now. It will be the end of an era when Michael Edwards leaves Liverpool at the close of the season. The 42-year-old has been a key figure for the Reds over the last decade and instrumental on the recruitment front since taking the sporting director role 5 years ago. The good news for Liverpool is there was a clear succession plan in place, with assistant sporting director Julian Ward replacing Edwards following his departure. "I had always planned to cap my time at the club to a max of 10 years," said Edwards. He added, "I've loved working here, but I am a big believer in change. I think it's good for the individual and, in a work setting, good for the employer too." Edwards will be remembered for bringing in a number of key players like Alisson and Virgil van Dijk, who transformed the club into Premier League and Champions League winners. Edwards got off to a brilliant start in his position, which allowed him to build momentum throughout his successful tenure. Here are the first 10 signings he oversaw in the summer of 2017 and where they are now. Roma 22/6 £17.43 million start as you mean to go on. Mohamed Salah was officially Edwards' first signing, and it has to go down as his best. The Reds were criticised for shelling out £43 million on the Egyptian following his difficult spell at Chelsea, but he has emerged to be one of the best players in the world and an integral part of Klopp's side. Edwards deserves immense credit for taking such a risk as his first signing, but it's proven to be a masterstroke. Chelsea won £17.4 million. Dominic Solanke didn't quite make the cut at Anfield, but Edwards still managed to make the club £15 million profit from his exit. The Reds signed him from Chelsea for £4 million before the Englishman would join Bournemouth for £19 million. Solanke was another smart piece of business from Edwards, even though he wasn't good enough to be a first-team regular. Hull City 21/7 £17.10 million. Andy Robertson is arguably Edwards' best signing in terms of value. Robbo joined the Reds from Hull City for an initial fee of £8 million, which rose to £10 million, with Kevin Stewart going in the other direction. Robertson struggled to get in the team at first, but he is now widely considered one of the best left-backs in the world and led Scotland to Euro 2020 as their captain. Arsenal 31/8 £17.35 million. Eyebrows were raised when Liverpool paid £35 million for Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain from Arsenal, and they might have overpaid for the Englishman, but it's hard to argue that he hasn't been successful at Anfield. The Ox was a winger when he arrived at Anfield, but Klopp tweaked his position moving him into midfield, which turned out to be a brilliant decision. Oxlade-Chamberlain has provided Liverpool's midfield with plenty of energy and has been a valuable squad member, despite being slightly injury-prone. Southampton's £75 million 1/18 Klopp's side was starting to take shape at this point, but it was Van Dijk that moved the needle. Liverpool signed a defender from Southampton in January 2018 for £75 million, and he has been worth every penny. The Dutchman is widely considered the best centre-half in the world and has been a big reason why the Reds have been so successful. RB Leipzig, £52 million 17/18 Liverpool agreed a deal for Naby Keita in the same window as Van Dijk, but he didn't arrive until the summer as they paid over £50 million for the midfielder from RB Leipzig. This is one of Edwards' deals that hasn't been so clear-cut as Keita has been inconsistent throughout his time at Anfield. He struggled right from the get-go, but Klopp persevered with the playmaker, and he has been rewarded with his patience. Keita has gone from a squad player to one that has been relied upon in big games this season. Whether Liverpool paid over the odds for him is another argument, but he's been a quality addition. Monaco, £43 million 1/7/18 Fabinho was another player they had ready to make official on the first day of the summer transfer window, and he's definitely in the top 3 of Edwards' best-ever signings. The Brazilian's impact on the Liverpool midfield has been monumental, and he is one of the best holding players in football, a position that seems to be dying out. He's even started to add goals to his game this season. Edwards pulled off a blinder here. Stoke City, £13 million 13/7/18 Xherdan Shaqiri was another smart piece of business that not many saw coming. The winger was playing for a struggling Stoke City side, but there was no doubting his ability after previously starring for Bayern Munich. The winger had fitness issues, but he was the perfect squad player behind the likes of Salah and Sadio Mane. £13 million would turn out to be a bargain, and even though his spell at Anfield fizzled out, the Reds still managed to recoup £9.5 million when he joined Lyon last summer. Roma, £65 million 19/8/18 Similar to Van Dijk, this was a transfer that took Liverpool to the next level. The Reds made it to the Champions League final that previous month, so Klopp knew his side were close, but Loris Karius's well-documented blunders against Real Madrid proved to the German that you need to strengthen that position. And they couldn't have done it any better with Alisson, who has been a calming presence in goals, pulling off big saves time and time again. There are not many keepers in the world better than the Brazilian. Who is Liverpool's best signing under Michael Edwards? Let us know in the comments section below. Wool, £4.4 million 27/6/19. Edwards didn't make another signing until the following summer as Liverpool would go back to the Champions League final, but this time going one step further to come out on top against Tottenham. This was the sporting director's first signing that concentrated on the club's long-term future as Sepp van den Berg arrived as a 17-year-old. The centre-half has barely been used, but has found valuable playing time on loan with Preston for the last 18 months. It remains to be seen if Van der Berg will go on to be a smash hit, but he has time on his side, and if Edwards' first 9 transfers, and the ones following this one, are anything to go by, there is a good chance he will be.